So we are live. Very good afternoon to our esteemed speaker and all the attendees on various platforms at World Hospitality Expo 2022 Day 3. Our current session for Day 3 is on the topic Importance of Recipe Standardization in Hospitality Industry for Mapping Your Businesses. And it's being delivered by Tara Hospitality Services. Our speaker for the day is Mr. Suchindra Mohan Chatterjee, as the founder and CEO of Tara Hospitality Services. Over to you, Mr. Suchindra.
Yeah, hi. Hello, everyone.
Yes, sir, you can begin with your session.
Yeah, so I have to be talking about the product standardization. Any questions or anybody is connected?
Yeah, our session is live on YouTube and Expo. And the topic of our today's session is importance of recipe standardization in hospitality industry for mapping your businesses.
Hmm. So basically, product standardization, when we talk about multiple outlets, so this is based on that. I was actually expecting that, those who are connected to us, they can get some knowledge out of me. I don't know those persons, those who are connected. So basically, the recipes has to be standardized for multiple outlets. When we talk about multiple outlets, it's like uh, any chain of restaurants or any uh, restaurant, those who are looking for a multiple product solution, either it is any cuisine based, that product standardization and process is very important. So based on that, we are providing solutions to multiple organizations.
Yes, sir, you have clearly visible and audible.
Anybody who wants to talk about their product or process can connect me.
Uh, there's one question from the attendees on YouTube. They want to know importance of recipe standardization in the Indian dietary food, the one which is preferred for the weight loss, the low carb, low sugar food. So, can you throw some light on that?
Yeah. So dietary foods also can be standardized based on the portion sizes which is required for a particular diet. So that can be also done based on the cuisine and based on the grains, either it is millets or either it is protein based grains. Based on that, it can be done. It can be a kind of a khichdi, which is irregularly known in our Indian food, or it can be a part of salad. It can be a part of meal with non-veg also if it is millets are there. So this can be done. Uh, when, when we talk about standardization as a multiple outlet, every ingredient has to be standardized. Every raw material which we procure has to be standardized, and based on that, we can do the standardization.
So, there's one more question. Why does standardized recipe important for restaurant business?
Yeah, because once you are handling multiple outlets, so your product as a brand should not differ. So that is why it is very important.
So there's one more question from our attendees. We have few questions lined up. There's one more question. The person owns family business. It's a family food outlet. They want to know how to scale while keeping the same recipe standardization across locations.
Yeah, so number one, the recipe has to be recorded. Number two, that recipe training has to be given out to the persons those who are applying the or making the products at different locations.
There's one more question, sir. What is the importance of menu in food industry?
Menu in food industry.
Yes.
Menu has to be defined because that's your benchmark area where you are portraying about the brand. Either it is health food or it is a normal recipe, which is what we have in north and south, and or maybe any other regional cuisine. So based on the brand, it is very important that we define our strategical menu, that how we want to take it forward based on the focus of brand.
Yeah. So the next question is, due to unavailability of expertise in the raw material in a particular region, if someone wants to scale their business in that particular region, how would they maintain the standardization in their recipe?
See, you have to see that where you are located. Based on that, you have to choose the product line, the or the menu. Based on that, you should do it. So it is very simple that if you are based out of coastal area, you will get things which are there present, and that is where the best of the ingredients are always available. Either it is some kind of sag, especially like West Bengal, they have a lot of sag, which is greens, which are already there. So they have to define their product line based on that. And it is very simple that you should define your product line based on the raw material which is available in the market. You cannot just go ahead and figure out that I'll see. Yes, certain things like the spices which are Indian main product of flavors which we give into Indian food, like cinnamon, cloves. You have to procure best of the material from the market to give your product a identification. So that is what you have to do. And the fresh produce or veggies you can always take from the local market and define your product line accordingly.
Yeah. Sir, there's one more question from Mr. Akash. The question is, as sometimes the QSR like Domino's goes ahead with the diverse menu for the diverse region. So for any QSR like that, what would recipe standardization mean? In a case where
So
they want to embrace the regional diversity with their menus, as in they have paneer makhni pizza here, but something else out where in European countries. So how would they maintain the standardization in recipes in that case?
so see, number one, regionally, if something has to be done, then you are not changing, let's say, Domino's or any other brand. They have their own particular product line, which is the base. So they are not changing their base. They are changing the topping and the sauces, which they are doing it locally. So any brand coming in India has to cater to a segment which has a taste bud with that kind of taste, right? Then only the market will grow, or then only they can sell the product. So based on that, they can easily go ahead and do it. And standardization, let's say you are making a gravy, right? So you define your gravy in such a way or process it in such a way so that it reaches the multiple outlets. Now, once it reaches multiple outlets, that is what the standardization and process. They are like two parts of a coin, head and tail. So it has to be there. Without this, it is not possible and it is not viable also.
So you have been in this industry from a very long time. So our attendees, all the audience would like to know the challenges which you have faced in the particular segment of recipe standardization, and what
In
do you believe
India,
must be your strength when it comes to recipe standardizations?
recipe standardization is way below what is there in the market. Nobody has worked on recipe standardization. Like for bakery or any other big brands, they have worked on it. They have a corporate office to work on the standardization, the process, the measurements. So all these are very important at a backend, because if you have to multiply your business, then definitely without this, the success story doesn't lie. You take any of the bigger brands, so it has to be there. And if you are your focus is opening, number of outlets, then this has to be
There's one more question. The question says common recipe elements in standardized recipe.
common recipe elements.
Yes, in a standardized recipe.
I could not get this question because this is little
Even
different.
I would request the clarification too on this. Uh, yeah. So we would like to know your experience in hospitality and how you look up to future of hospitality going forward.
Yeah, there is a huge scope as per product line is concerned, because that is the key area to way to success for any brand. And either today we are thinking of India, if tomorrow, and believe me, what I have realized that our product line is not been explored internationally. Though the brands, those who are doing it, they are doing it maybe with little standardization, or maybe sending the chefs across there. But we are not still yet fully prepared for to go international with our uh, regional food, and do multiple outlets there. So those who really want to do it, I think for them, there has to be a back end operations which will take care of this, and uh, then they can go and multiply internationally also.
Yeah, we have received clarification on common recipe elements in standardized recipe. Basically, the attendee wants to know what are the common recipe elements to standardize any recipe across the locations in layman terms, where one could easily understand what should we keep similar in all our preparations across the locations to keep our recipe standardized.
Uh, See, the base is your any product, either it is tomato or curd or onion. These are the base things, right? So you have to take the base, and you have to standardize the spices, blends, or salt, oil, what kind of oil you are putting in, what kind of salt, what is the percentage to it, and the spice blend. So all this becomes a formulated frame where the product line is defined.
So in case
So
we use, okay, yes, sir. So in case we use sauces or spices from a particular vendor, won't it make us reliant on them if we grow faster than them?
yes, of course you can do that. Anybody can do it. But when it comes to a particular brand, you have to define your standards. And if you take it from a standard uh, company, a lot of people are doing it. But it is again that, one, say they will be looking for their own volumes, right? So they will create a product line which is common to all. Now, where you have to hit your market with either a little different flavors, or the chilies, or salt. or sugar. So all these factors has to be defined.
Thank you so much, sir, for handling all the questions, all the queries whichever attendees had, and taking out time in your busy schedule to join us here at World Hospitality Expo and sharing the knowledge and insights from your vast experience in hospitality. Thank you so much, sir. Have a nice day. Stay safe.
Thank you.
We'll soon announce lucky winners for our today's exhibit expo, and we'll be sharing the list in 10 minutes.
No
Thank
problem.
you so much everyone for joining. You can find the list.